Parental alienation occurs when an adult the child trusts, such as a parent, aunt, uncle, or grandparent, negates or denigrates a parent in the child's eyes and unjustifiably interferes with the parent-child relationship, oftentimes resulting in a loving child and parent bond being broken. It has lifetime consequences for children's emotional and mental health. Thousands of children suffer from parental alienation and hostile aggressive parenting. We need your help to protect the innocent. Help raise awareness of this terrible form of child abuse and stop the abuse of innocent children. Learn how you can help at www.paawareness.org.
Welcome back once again, real people, real life, and thank you, Fasa, for bringing this.
No,
Wow.
thank you,
And
guys,
yes,
for
yes.
coming and talking about such a
Kristen,
personal
Jamie,
topic.
and your son Trey, once again, thank you guys for coming forward.
And Trey, you're welcome for getting out of school today.
Yeah, you can thank, yeah. But we were just getting kind of where we were talking about the court system, and I mean,
It's a huge deal.
It's a mess, you know, in a lot of ways. I mean, you've got issues, obviously, you know, with the city and the courts, and they're I mean, to me,
outside of criminal court, many times there's no rhyme or reason to it, nor does there appear to be.
Right.
Sometimes it seems like whether or not the judge had a good round of golf as to which way it's going
that's
to go.
what I think sometimes.
The reality is, though,
You think
and
it's golf?
the part of this thing that's always left out of these conversations, it's easy to come up with all the complaints. It's hard to understand what the judge sees day in and day out every day when you got somebody in there like we were talking about earlier where a woman is abused and she keeps going back to him, and the judge
When you
sees
become a
this same
victim to
movie
volunteer.
100 times and he already knows how it ends. They get callous, they get jaded, they get tired of listening to all the excuses. So like you were just saying, how do you weed out the truth from the lie? It's difficult to do. The judge is in that same position because everybody's going to come in and claim they're a perfect parent. Everybody's going to come in and say that I always did it right and he's abusing me. I always did it this way and she's lying, and he hears this stuff all day, day in and day out. So to blame the judge, to say that the court system is ruined, I don't know if I would go that route or
Well,
buy
I think
into
it's.
that.
Well, I don't say that it's ruined. I take that back. I don't mean that it's ruined. I just mean there's just too much.
It's been a lot more my experience that it's a rarity to actually get that moment in front of that judge.
It takes
They
forever.
do continuances without even consulting you. You find out when you waste your gas to arrive there and take off from work that there is no court. It's been continued without your permission.
Well, I did have an opportunity to when I was on the stand, I was getting questioned, and I turned and I would answer the questions. Well, I asked the judge, I said, "Are we not here for the kids?" He says, "No, we're not here for the kids."
What?
Yeah, we're not here for the kids. I said, "Then why are we
See,
here?"
now that's an issue.
That is an issue. I said, if we're not here for the kids, then why are we here? Because it's for custody. I said, the kids are involved.
That's a separate issue, though. The court has to compartmentalize everything, or they never get anything finished.
It's exactly right. They do have to compartmentalize everything, but the thing is that each one gets addressed with ignoring it.
Right.
Like it gets shoved into the corner. Oh, that too, and then that gets, and then all you're left with was who has the most money, who has the best lawyer, whose lawyer's got who in their pocket.
It is. It really is, because I've recorded.
It's really bad. It doesn't even have anything to do with the poor judge.
We were told we had to record every phone conversation.
Right.
And we did. And you know, we took all this to the judges. I'm not going to waste my time with this. Then why are we doing it? You're not hearing the facts, you know.
Right.
As a PI, I used to tell our clients all the time, do not come to me and want me to chase this person down and get all this information until you find out what the attorney can use.
That's a.
If the
That's a
attorney
good
can't make
point,
use of
you
it,
guys. That is a good point.
if the attorney can't make use of it, there's no point in paying to get all of this information that the judge is never going to see.
Right.
I wholeheartedly think that the main problem with our family court system is the fact that people are not only making frivolous lawsuits against other people or civil suits, it's that they make it hard to navigate for the simple person, the simple layman, to do without a lawyer. And there is a way to do it. In
There
a
is a
family
reality
court
there.
setting,
That's-
it should be you can decide this between the two of you because you laid down and made that baby together. You should be able to find a conclusion without having to pay tens of thousands of
There
dollars.
is a reality there. And another problem that you're seeing with the court, the reason the judge has rapport with the attorneys that he works with on a regular basis is he knows the attorney is giving him an argument devoid of all the emotional nonsense.
That's true.
So when somebody
that is
shows
true.
up without an attorney, they're immediately going to be alienated, to coin your phrase, because the judge has already heard all that crap and doesn't want
Right.
to hear it again.
Right.
He's going to listen to the attorney. He's not going to listen to one without the attorney, and that slants the case.
But in some
But that's
cases,
wrong. That's very unfair, especially if you go in with your court
According
face
to who?
on and without emotion and just laying down facts. I feel like you should be given the exact same kind of,
What happened?
when you
It's-
start, you have a lawyer, and say your husband and wife. He has a lawyer, she has a lawyer. Then it gets into you need a mediator. Then
Yep.
it gets into you need a guardian ad litem. Why do I need 4 attorneys to finally see my
you
child?
also have to agree to
Is
that
what a
mediation.
lot of people. Well, it
This is where
can be
the-
court ordered.
As
sure
an officer of the
can,
court, or
yeah.
former officer of the
'Cause
court,
I'll-
I'm no longer a PI, so
Right.
I'm a former officer of the court. But I can tell you that a lot of the stuff that people get into that make this so convoluted is because they buy the sales pitch and think they've got to do that, when in reality they don't.
Well,
Right. That's true. You're very right about that.
I have gone through. I'm still going through. I mean, we have a children ad litem, okay, in Texas. The kid's attorney. Well, the kid's attorney is allowed to see the attorney if they feel like necessary. But the downside is when these kids are living with their father, the other parent.
Influence.
Right. How are you supposed to get the clear picture? Because these kids.
Because those therapists are trained to find to see leading. Okay, if they've been led. Okay,
Right. And
they're trained.
and well, the thing is, the difference is the kids know we've gone through this. There's been abuse in our situation, and they have told therapists and so forth. And then
It
they
doesn't matter.
Wait, and then it goes back and tells their dad or whomever about what's going on, what's said in there. So they have to go back to it.
And then they get in trouble
Yes.
for having said anything.
Yes.
I've experienced the exact same thing, and I have it documented by therapists. But
Yes.
you want to know what? It didn't matter.
It doesn't.
Can you tell me if someone is out there watching tonight, and again, because we aired this show several times, today, tonight, this afternoon, this morning, whatever time they're catching the show, if somebody feels like they're in a similar situation, how can they contact you guys? I mean, tell me more about this support group and what you guys can do to help.
Well, what we can do is we can share our stories, number one, because the more we get our stories out there, the more this will be recognized, is how I feel about it. The other thing is you can reach me personally through Kansans Against Parental Alienation's Facebook page.
Okay.
Like our page, message me. If you need help filing a motion on your own, I can tell you how. I can show you their documents, and the
Is that in
and show
Sedgwick
you
County
some-
or is that statewide?
that would be here in Sedgwick
In
County.
Sedgwick County, okay.
Statewide, we need to get more people together statewide. Go to parentalalienation.awareness.org, which is PAA.org, and volunteer. Sign up to volunteer with us because there aren't very many in this state at all.
Really?
I was the very first one to sign up
Really?
in 2010.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, that's kind of surprising to me.
Yeah, that's kind of sad.
It is.
Why is it that people don't want to come forward? Is it
Well, one thing about sharing your story, like Jamie here, her custodial parent could see this. He could use this against her. He could, there's that fear.
So that's that fear.
Yeah.
It
There's
opens you
also
up for
the
attack,
fear of
It's like
revenge.
politics.
Yeah.
It is.
Right.
But soldiers have shared their stories of going off to war for us and coming back and not being allowed to see their kids because the other had moved on and remarried. How is that fair?
Whoa.
And I would like to draw the point that, like you said, it's not just me that's getting hurt. It's not, but like I said, Trey, here it is. He comes home and he can't share things with his siblings, and he has times where he's sad and depressed, and same with me, And the fact is, here it is. He knows he's not an only child, but yet he can't reach out to them. I mean, I even thought, okay, if I can contact my ex, to he can at least have
Yeah,
contact.
you know what?
Yeah.
And they can't be even civilized enough
No,
to do that.
no. And that
Because
breaks my
it'll
heart.
make you look like you're not such a bad person after all in court. If
And
you
it
can
breaks
say
my
that.
heart because this child, he's doing the best he can. And
Well, he's a victim. I
Yeah.
mean, he's not to blame
Exactly.
for whether you
So-
guys did do the bad things like hating
old
each
are you,
other and
sweetie?
talking. He's 9.
You're 9? Okay. So you met your brother when you were 5?
Oh, you knew him all the way up until you were 5?
yeah, he knew. Yeah,
You got to hang out with him until you were 5? What you
then he
guys
was
used to do?
removed.
We would usually ride our bike,
Yeah.
or we would all go outside and play basketball.
Yeah. So it was pretty cool hanging out with that big brother, huh?
Yeah.
You miss that? Yeah.
You probably don't get picked on in school, though, do you?
No,
No, but if you did, at least, you'd have your brothers and sisters to come, and those are kind of what build you up and make you go back and stand up for yourself and stuff like that, and I feel like you're deprived, getting to have that sibling.
Except when you're the oldest.
My siblings, we beat each other up, but
Hey,
we learned a lot from
only
it,
child
so.
here, so you know.
So are
was
you
the
a
oldest.
product? Are
I
you
was the oldest. I always had to look at and get into the fights for all the rest of them. So.
your parents are married? Were always married, or are you a product of divorce?
No, my parents, my blood parents were divorced when I was 5. My mother remarried when I was 11, and with 2 days' notice, I got 3 stepsisters.
Wow,
Hello.
that's karma. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah. Were you? I mean, my mom
We
and
had
dad
the
were
same set
together.
of parents the whole time.
Yeah,
we
I did
got
too.
11 kids. I was the oldest, so. I-
11?
You're not a product of divorce either, then.
Yeah, I wasn't a product of divorce. I was an only child. But which was crazy enough. Because you can't go. It wasn't me. Because it don't matter. It's always you.
We have a large
Did you have
family,
a
and I've
dog?
certainly seen exactly
I
what
blame
you're
the dog.
talking about. I never thought of the term elite parental. That was just like, wow, that's a big word for describing just hateful, horrible behavior.
But it's very common. It is really, and it's a serious issue because it is tying up our court system. I mean, it's ridiculous. If people could just accept
It's
the fact that the
ruining the
relationship
lives
their
of
children
children.
have with
Yes.
each
Yeah.
other.
And that's the
Not
part.
ours.
It's
That's the
just-
part.
I say we curb marriage in general.
I feel like you should have to go through a lot of testing before both having
You should
children or getting married.
definitely. It's marriage
Marsupials don't
license
have
is
to
a
get
joke.
married.
And the thing is,
is a religious-based
I do
act.
have to pay child support.
I would ride around in certain marsupials.
really?
I
pets.
pay,
It is.
I have to pay
well, what the Supreme Court
$400
just made illegal.
for my kids that I
That'll get worse.
Yeah.
I don't see
And
how
that
they can
is-
enforce
that is
that. I don't see how that's right. But
It's
That is
not.
very common.
Yeah, it's
Very
very
What is very common? I'm so sorry. We were talking about.
Paying child support for children you can't see.
Oh,
Even though the
absolutely.
two
it's
are
hard.
two
again,
separate
child support
issues.
is
Yes, they
separate
are.
from visitation.
Very,
Those are
Wait,
two
very
different
separate
issues.
issues.
It is. But it's still, it's
But
just,
at the
it's
same
like,
time,
It's unfair.
it's like I mean,
They're
it's
still going to
paying-
require
yeah.
their care.
as simple as this. Okay, us mothers, it's like I didn't get to teach my daughter how to shave her legs.
Or pick when she started plucking her eyebrows, or
Right.
pick whenever she started to get to date her.
Exactly.
No input. Yeah.
None. I mean, and my littlest one, he only knows his stepmother as the mother. I was told that I'm Jamie to them, because that's all they know, and I can't blame them. I can't fault them on that. I mean, all I can do is be there for him. I don't have any hatred or any regret or any anger towards my ex or his wife. It breaks my heart for my kids, and for him,
Right.
It breaks my heart for you.
It's
too,
two
honey.
families,
I'm so sorry.
If
sweetie.
I can bring you any comfort, the fact is those children probably look like you and torture because whenever the parent that hates you has to look at that. This is what my kids told me. They're like, "Oh, your face, you look like your mother."
Right.
So at least that's torturing them on a constant.
I would like to maybe at some point later readdress this again. We'll try to get some graphic ups
Okay.
for everybody to
Yes,
see.
and some
thank you
public
guys.
awareness.
Thank you. We're gonna do it again. Right back.
Real People, Real Life is brought to you by these fine sponsors.
Hammond Liquor, home of the coldest beer in town and the lowest prices store-wide. For all your special events, your friends at Hammond Liquor have what you need, from beer, wines, spirits, champagne, and more. Open till 8 p.m. every Sunday. Hammond Liquor, West Kellogg and Tyler Road. Hammond Liquor, home of the coldest beer in town and lowest prices store-wide, wants to remind you of very important savings days. Wine Day, Tuesdays get 20% off. Beer Day, Wednesdays get 10% off. Microbrews and imports. Open till 8 p.m. every Sunday. Hammond Liquor, West Kellogg and Tyler Road.
Credit King Auto Sales is getting better all the time. We're doing it better. We're doing it better all the time.
Credit King Auto Sales, the king of buy here, pay here. Bad credit, no problem. The King specializes in getting you in the ride you want no matter the credit score. Credit King doing it better all the time with the largest selection to choose from in all price ranges at one location. The King's Corner, 31st Street South and Broadway. Kansas' biggest buy here, pay here. GoCreditKing.com.
At Trailer Town, we're all about selection, service, and safety. Trailer Town Selection, hundreds to choose from, small to large, lightweight aluminum to heavy-duty steel, all types, new and used. Trailer Town Service, the best in the Midwest, from wiring to axle repair. Trailer Town Safety, yes, we do Department of Transportation inspections. Trailer Town, trusted, family-owned, 301 West 53rd Street North.
Welcome back, Real People, Real Life, with our spotlight on local business, and we are honored to have Dr. Albers.
Thank you. Great show today.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you. You're with the Wichita Pain Center.
That's correct.
Okay, I have a couple questions. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
I am really excited about this. So first of all, I understand that you've been practicing now for over 26 years. You are a board certified chiropractic internist.
That's correct.
And I'm just loving that part, by the way. Who practices functional medicine. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, let me ask you, as far as describe quickly, if you could, a chiropractic internalist.
What is that?
And what is the function of medicine?
Internist. It's like internal medicine on the medical side. We kind of all know what that's all about. Yeah. Well, this is similar to that, and it includes functional medicine, where we're looking at the function or the dysfunction of different organ systems that create whatever symptoms you may be having. Like pain issues, even weight issues, but it doesn't matter what the symptom is. It comes from some organ system dysfunctioning inside the body. That's what we're looking at.
You were talking about earlier, and if you could kind of give us some examples: weight loss, pain, high blood pressure. But you had mentioned blood tests and the results from some of that lab work. That a lot of times when people go to their regular MD for their annual blood work or checkups, that some of this just gets missed. It's not part of the routine.
It's very common. Almost every patient or every person that I talk to about some kind of health issue, they're complaining of some type of symptom, yet the blood work that they have shows nothing. Right. And the reason that is, in part, is the fact that anytime anybody gets their blood drawn, all those numbers go into a national pool. So that the results from that blood test are thrown into a national pool, which then becomes the average. So who usually has their blood drawn? Sick people. Sick people.
Right.
So you're compared to all the other sick people out there versus...
I never thought of it that way, and it was really kind of alarming to me because I thought I was super healthy, but I'm not super healthy. I'm healthier than the sick.
Well, you may feel healthy, right? You may not have any symptoms.
You're above average.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. but that's what the guy says the day before has his heart attack.
Right.
My heart.
I feel fine.
Right? Right. So if we compared your lab work numbers to somebody who's healthy at your age and sex, we would find all kinds of problems probably.
Oh,
mild dysfunctions at that, but still things start somewhere, right?
Right.
So if we can catch them early, then here's our cancer,
better
right?
to prevent, right?
So where's that all start from? Did you just get that yesterday?
Right.
The day before you were diagnosed? No, you've been working on that for a while.
Right. So let me ask you something, because I have been through a lot of blood work. And I remember at one point it was like $125 for my visit because, I'm one of those that I don't have health insurance. So $125 to go see the doctor, $450 later for
all the tests.
No, yeah, that wasn't even very many tests. I think that was maybe 2.
Right.
And then the guy is taking the blood and it's dripping all over the floor, and I'm like, that's like gold. Okay, you know, do you take insurance? I mean, that's how I felt. I was like, dude, hey, get down there and look that up. No, not really. But I thought about
It's not
saying
virgin
that.
blood. I'm not touching it. No.
No kidding. So, do you accept insurance, or how
It's
does
very
this
hard
work?
to run this through insurance a lot
That's
of
what I
times
figured,
because
yeah.
we're doing tests that your medical doctor
Yeah.
may not do because it's not covered by insurance.
So even if you do have
Exactly.
insurance, it's not necessarily applicable.
Right, it's harder to run all this through because
Exactly.
it's the politics of the insurance company.
What's necessary
Your
and
health
true.
care is dictated by your insurance company.
Absolutely.
Oh, don't
I
I
have
know
my
that?
PNC and my H&L and insurance, so I
I
can
don't
tell you
have
what's the truth.
insurance, so I don't have to worry about it.
Well, we're going to have. Never mind.
Anyway, go on.
Don't be teasing now. Don't be teasing.
So we can actually find out more from the way we run the test because we're actually doing more tests than a typical medical doctor would.
What's a
I love
consultation
that.
fee run?
Anywhere from 180 to 250,
Okay.
and so that includes about an hour and a half of my time. So that's
Wow.
when we usually learn more about the patient is that history session, which
Uh-huh.
the typical the average office visit for most medical doctors is 7 minutes. How are you going to find the problem, fix anything
True story, though.
in 7 minutes?
It's more like
Right?
about 4 to 5. You know, I mean, because I was just there the other day, and it was like, okay, I got weighed, and at the same time I'm getting weighed, I get the thing stuck in my ear, you know, and then I get shot to the next room, and they push me in there, and blah, blah, blood pressure.
is a little
you know,
assembly line,
and then
isn't
it's like, okay, how you doing? Well, I'm alive. You know, oh, alrighty then. Okay, here's your prescriptions, and we'll see you in 3 months.
So let's go back to that. When you
us
found
a
out
check.
whatever that was that you had, why did you have that? I don't care whether it's high blood pressure or diabetes or
Right, there's got to be an underlying issue.
pain in the neck. I don't care what it is. They never tell you the cause.
I know. No. This was so that I could get my blood pressure, thyroid, and all my heart pills and all this stuff. Yeah. So
So you never had an answer to the question as to why do I have
all
high
these
blood
issues?
pressure?
I just know that it's in the entire family.
I'm not going to accept that.
Well, thank you. That's what I want to know.
Genetically, they also have the exact same underlying issue and never treated
Exactly.
it.
So if you eat the same food, drink the same water, breathe the same air, have the same lifestyle,
You're
you
going to have
think
the
they're
same
gonna-
issues.
Thank you.
Never drink the water.
Never drink the water.
never
Don't
drink
take the
water
chips.
'cause
That's what I heard.
fish poop in
in
it.
yeah.
Fish poop in it. Never drink the water.
So,
Okay.
They do it
I
in
didn't
Mexico.
know that.
let's take your high blood
I
pressure,
found
for
out why the
example.
ocean's salty.
60% of the people, 62% of the people who have high blood pressure is directly related to their adrenal glands. When's the last time you had your adrenal glands checked?
Never.
Never
Can we
had
all
them checked.
spit in something and send it with you
Yes.
and you call us later? We'd all like some adrenal gland testing, please, kind sir. Real quick before I forget, you guys, if you haven't gone to the Wichita Pain Center page on Facebook, go like it. It puts you into a drawing to win. What do you have on the drawing to win?
A number of things. I think we've got the LipoLite up there, which is a body
LipoLite.
contouring
No exercise,
device.
weight loss.
I have heard about that one. But so what you do is more than just going to a regular chiropractor where it's crack this, crack that, whatever. You
crack
go
things?
way above and beyond.
Well, it's like we were talking earlier. Most chronic pain issues are related to some internal organ system failing over a period of time, which then refer or allow that muscle to pull the vertebra back out of place again. So we can adjust it, but then why does it keep coming back out? If I have to adjust somebody more than 3 to 5 times, I'm barking up the wrong tree most generally.
It's a Band-Aid.
Which Joe and I like that. Thank you.
Yes, and you're right. It's the chiropractic pill versus the medical pill.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, there's times when we need to adjust somebody. You've had a slip and fall, that kind of thing. But if it's chronic, if we have to have a chronic manipulation, just like taking the chronic pill, did we really find out the cause of that? At least on the chiropractic side, it's not something toxic that we're doing where we give somebody manipulation.
True story.
But again, are we barking up the wrong tree long term? Do we have, for example, people have gallbladder issues. That refers back to the upper back here. Doc, can you just adjust my back? After the 10th time, maybe you ought to check your gallbladder.
Right.
I start asking some more questions, right?
Is there a list of ailments that are related to organs that people
sure.
can go and look so
Absolutely.
they can just maybe know what's wrong with them and come
Sure.
see you?
Every organ system is tied to a level in the spine.
Well, yeah.
right?
Just like you were saying, if you have a heart attack, you get pain in your arm and your neck.
Sure.
But that's not where your heart is.
Right.
But if you fix the heart problem, you don't have that pain. So it would
Absolutely.
be that way with any organ. Just what does it affect?
You don't really look at your patients as an annuity program then.
I'm sorry?
As an annuity. You don't look at patients as annuities.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
totally different philosophy.
I never have to worry about a heart problem. I had mine removed years ago.
Oh, now we know.
I know some city workers that attest to that.
Oh, I know, right? Right. Yeah, some of those city folks who you're making totally miserable out there. Okay, tell me, as a first-time person coming in to see you, and let's say that they do have the thyroid issues and the blood pressure issues
and the adrenal gland issues,
and walk me through what would be it's about an hour and a half.
What's the sequence of events?
So let's back up a little bit and say that it's going to cost you a little bit more in the beginning,
right,
to find out all these things, but you're spending a lot on deductibles and copays and things that aren't working, so you're pretty much wasting your money. So we're spending a lot more time and effort and money in the beginning. Once we know, then we know, right?
Right.
We have something to work on.
We
have to find out what's broke first. Go ahead.
Can I ask you a question? Did I find something in Groupon from you?
God,
yeah, probably the lipo.
Okay, so if you guys want to get in there and save some money, go to Groupon.
Sure.
If you can't win that basket drawing from liking this page.
I'm going for the basket drawing.
Right, but
I'm going for more information here, guys.
Okay, so let's go on.
Sorry. Get back with me if you could just for a minute. So walk me through a new patient coming in.
You'll fill out a quite extensive questionnaire that will allow me to narrow down my questioning as to where do I need to go, what direction do I need to narrow this funnel on as far as lab work. So your lab work is tailored to you.
Right.
So typically in the medical world, I say this kind of off the cuff here, but there's two types of tests in the medical world: a small panel and a big panel. If you're real sick, we'll do the big one. If you're not so sick, we'll do the small one.
Right.
You don't go with those guidelines.
It's tailored to you, right? And so I'm going to sift through this questionnaire and do a very thorough history to determine what kind of lab tests I want to run to find out what's broke. Right?
How much are these lab tests? I mean, on the blood work, what's a typical charge?
On the blood work, we're typically looking at probably $150 to $400.
Depending on how many tests, or is that per test, or
because it's individualized?
Yeah, because everybody's a little different. Now, we also do the saliva testing for the adrenal glands, right? Again, that's a test that was developed by the medical community, but nobody has that done, and that's what your adrenal glands do.
It's really rare, from what I hear, to have it done.
Right, nobody has that done, and that's your stress gland. Are we stressed in the United States? Or?
No, not at all. This is stress-free. Stress-free USA, Marca.
Stress like crazy.
Yeah, remember that Cortestim commercial on TV that said that if you're under a lot of stress, you're going to produce more cortisol, which is going to produce more
belly fat.
Belly fat, right?
I do remember that commercial.
Does most of the United States have belly fat?
Well, yes, we do.
So then, have they all had their adrenal glands checked?
Just kidding.
No.
Are you under stress?
I'm
gonna need you to spit in this.
I'm under the beer keg plan.
He said keg again.
Oh Lord.
So anyway, we don't find out what's going on with the adrenal glands, and so we're constantly trying to find a new process to lose weight by diet and exercise. Why don't we look at the organ systems that are failing, including the thyroid, right?
Right, exactly.
So here we're talking about breast cancer awareness, right?
Right.
Great month to be talking about that, and you guys have both experienced that. So let's talk about the immune system. The most common thyroid condition in the United States is called Hashimoto's thyroiditis, and nobody knows about that.
Yep.
Have you ever heard that?
I fought against fluoride. I know all about this.
Okay, so that's a rarity.
He does.
Well, we both fought against fluoride. That's why we both know about that one. Yeah.
He's my.
But what is Hashimoto's thyroiditis? It's the immune system, which is where according to the yogurt commercials, where's your immune system?
In your stomach.
In your stomach. It's your immune system attacking your thyroid gland. In other words, your GI system attacking your thyroid gland, creating all kinds of thyroid issues.
Right. Exactly. Well, okay, you're located at
350 North Rock Road.
Okay, Suite A. People can find you on Facebook, and again, it's the WichitaPainCenter.com.
Yes.
That's correct.
Right on. We'll see you guys next week. Real people, real life.
The views expressed in the preceding program do not necessarily represent the views of this station or its management.
Sal's Japanese Steakhouse, 6829 East Kellogg Drive, a Wichita tradition for awesome dining and always a great time. Enjoy our Monday to Thursday specials, including half-price chicken and shrimp dinners. Sal's is open 7 days a week. Come in, relax, and let us give you the treat of fine dining and good fun in a beautiful atmosphere. From our family to yours, Sal's Japanese Steakhouse, 6829 East Kellogg, Wichita, Kansas.
At Economy Motors, we know that everything costs more these days. Gas costs more, utilities cost more, groceries cost more. But what's one thing that will not cost you more? Buying your next vehicle with us. Everything we have is priced $12,995 or under. Bad credit, no worries. No crazy gimmicks and no bait and switch. We keep it real. Economy Motors, home of Easy Pay. We've got your back.
Don't worry, please, don't worry, 'cause at Economy Motors, we got your back.
Knapp Weaponry is the home of Wichita's newest indoor temperature-controlled shooting range. Mention this ad for 2-for-1 pricing weekdays from noon to 4. Knapp Weaponry is an NRA Business Alliance member that offers NRA and state-certified instruction classes, training, and women's unarmed self-defense classes. We buy and sell new and used guns and offer gunsmith services. Knapp Weaponry offers a free range session with the purchase of a new gun. We also offer transfer services and an array of ammo. Knapp Weaponry, the West Side's best-kept secret.
Hammond Liquor, home of the coldest beer in town and the lowest prices store-wide. For all your special events, your friends at Hammond Liquor have what you need, from beer, wines, spirits, champagne, and more. Open till 8 p.m. every Sunday. Hammond Liquor, West Kellogg and Tyler Road.